Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, hold on. The music is a little bit screwed up here. Let's get it right. There we go. Oh, you know what it is I don't have voice meter turned on. We're okay. Anyways, let's go to the charts and see where we're at here. We do have, in about 4 minutes, the jobless claims. So, in ZN, well, kind of looks like, well, first of all, we had a wild session yesterday. Like, I really did not think that, well, I mean, ADP was a pretty big beat, miss, whatever, but like, I didn't expect the market to move around that much. But in the end, we are lower. We are lower in the end, and pretty close to like the weekly lows, in fact. So, S&P 500, ooh, they're not happy overnight. You know, I didn't read anything in my overnight synopsises, you know, about them falling. But I do think that there was some earnings yesterday that went badly. So, oil kind of trying to make a move towards 70. We'll see, I guess. Gold and silver looking just amazing. Still just below 2,800 there in gold. Silver, yeah, not as good as gold, but it's still looking pretty good. Kappa still just down there going sideways, man. And the Japanese yen. So the Japanese yen actually strengthened after their interest rate meeting decision, whatever, but not that much. And here the dollar index just below 104, 103.75, and Bitcoin's still holding up there as well. So it kind of looks to me like a market that's concerned about inflation and maybe to some extent just kind of chilling, waiting for the election. And I don't know, what can I say about the election? It still looks like Donald Trump's going to win to me. But like, we've hit that like way too many times that I'll just look like a complete fool if he doesn't win. So maybe I shouldn't say anything more about it. Good morning, 007, Uzi, and A-Paul. Thank you guys for being here bright and early. Well, let us pop around. Well, let's see. I got 2 minutes. I went through that pretty quick. That was not bad. Make sure that the news squawk is on and everything. Oh, we get USPCE too. So that's kind of important. USPCE price index month over month. They're looking for a reading of spot 2. For PCE, they're looking for a reading of spot 27. Personal income spot 3. Personal consumption spot 3. We have Chicago PMI today, so we should keep that in mind. And initial jobless claims 200. Or they're looking for a reading of 230 versus previous reading of 227. By the way, when I was reading, was it Zero Hedge this morning? They were suggesting that the non-farms number could actually be negative. Is that really within the range of possibilities? Well, okay, yeah, actually it probably is, because the consensus forecast is of 108 versus a previous reading of 254. So the analysts are saying that they think that the job creation like really declined. All right, so here comes the news. For some reason, I'm not hearing anything from my news squawk. Maybe it's broken. No, I don't know. Well, core PCE was spot 3. Consumer spending was a little bit higher than expected. Spot 5 versus spot 4. Personal income in line. Spot 3. Continued, or no, let's not start with continued jobless claims. Where's the headline? Initial jobless claims lower than expected. 216 versus 230. Oh, okay. So we also, it's telling me we have Amazon, Intel, and Apple earnings tonight. So, big gap down on the overnight open as well. Yeah, let's come back. Are you talking about on the treasuries or the S&P 500? Because there was kind of both. A decent gap down on the open here in the treasuries. And, you know, over here, gap down. In the treasuries. So when it concerns me when I see the S&P 500 really starting to falter and you're not seeing buying in the treasuries, right? That's a little bit disconcerting to me. So they both sold. Is the S&P 500 selling because of the inflation concerns? Maybe, but I was kind of under the impression that it sold because of earnings. So I don't know. You know what? I think that my, I don't know how long this has been the case, but I think that my light board behind me has broken. But maybe it's because it's been unplugged or something. I'm going to go check it. See lights. You know what? I don't know if I've ever connected to it on this PC. Yeah, see, I don't even have Putty installed on this machine. I wonder, do I have it set to a pinned to an IP? Level 7. What kind of scalping algo are you currently developing? What strategy are you working on? Well, so the one that I'm the most interested in is when there seems to be a big imbalance in the order flow that's coming in on a very short-term basis. So basically, like, all of the sudden, the order flow is like 60% buy or something like that. And I'm also interested in using the imbalance in the resting orders as a filter. Well, let's see here, Seth. Do you still have October contracts of yields on your DOM during London session? Which markets are more correlated to US bonds? So I would say that we should switch them, actually. If you look at it right now, I haven't gotten to this part yet. I've been distracted by other things. But do you see how, like, at 4.29, there's like this gap? So, like, you can still trade this one, but it's not going to be as good as the new one. And that's kind of what we tend to see is like the last day of the contract. Not as good. Okay, it's not that one. Not that one. Are you simply focusing on stacking limit orders or pulling and using market orders to catch inflections? Well, so something that we've kind of noticed is that when the market order imbalance becomes really extreme, that can mark inflection points. But it seems like they can be inflection points both long and short. I look at the resting orders here, and maybe, you know, I'm only showing the first 4 levels right now, so maybe that's too tight. But you know, I'm looking for I'm looking to use that as a filter. It seems like there are some times where it will go towards the liquidity and sometimes where it will go away from the liquidity. So I'm pretty sure that I gave it like a set IP address. And I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I think that correlated markets, well, so using correlated markets, I think is maybe a little bit too high time, or a little bit too fast of a time frame for me. I don't know if I'll be able to work out anything there. If I do, it'll have to be a little bit more loose of a connection. Hmm. I'm just gonna have to like brute force this, I think. Interestingly enough, doesn't. Wait, my desktop is 152. Oh, I guess I haven't pinned myself to it. That's interesting. Oh, that's weird. How did that get that one? Hmm. During London session, which markets are more correlated to U.S. bonds? I mean, I would say the Japanese yen is always the most correlated. And all of the bonds tend to move together to a certain extent. It could be that one. That one was at least letting me try to log in. Yeah, I mean, like the Bund and Gilts and... Sorry, I'm trying to find my Raspberry Pi here. I might have to take it down and plug a monitor into it. I don't think that's actually it. I don't think it's that .44, because why would it be connecting on 2.4 gigahertz? Raspberry Pi has 5 gigahertz, doesn't it?
Block buy.
Interesting buy there. Well, treasuries have been awfully volatile through this, like unusually so, even for like after news and everything. Well, I think I'm gonna have to take it off the wall, bring it over here, plug it in, and see what happens. I'm so like I'm like obsessed with it now. I won't be able to think about anything else. That did not go so well. Let's use this monitor here. This is being a complete pain. I'll be right back. Is it possible to recognize which treasury leads the other when they are not correlated? For instance, ZB and UB are at highs, but ZN and ZF are at the low on the DOM should... Well, okay, so the reason that that happens is because of changes in the spreads. There's been a little bit of steepening, right? Although you're saying ZN and ZF are at their lows, that's not what I have. I have ZB towards its lows and ZF kind of more at the higher end of the range. But generally speaking, they're all going to tick at the same time. Like, it's not like the one ticks up and then, 5 minutes later the other one goes. Like, they're all typically going to go pretty close to the same time. But you are going to see one side kind of leading the way, kind of almost like dragging the others. And it's going to have more volume, relatively speaking. It's going to be have more level 2 activity, that sort of a thing. But, there's all of these algorithms out there, trading off of those correlations. So it's a very, very fast. I think there's some people out there that say like, oh, you just do follow the leader. This one goes and then you trade the other one. But that doesn't really work. Okay. Let's see if we can at least use that to get the monitor to show here. It is telling me no signal. Does look like some steepening going on here today, though. Oh, there we go. Welcome to the Pi desktop. I don't remember having a desktop on this thing, but How did I do this before? Because it wants it wants a USB mini or micro. It wants a USB micro for the mouse and keyboard. How did I do that? Oh wait, there is a USB-A. It was just hiding on the other side. Ah, yes. There we go. Okay. It is 44. Oh. Dude, is it that simple? I did find it. It was 44, but I don't think that the admin is what I thought. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Hmm. Well, that's kind of weird. Okay. Still works. The light still works. Now I'll go put this all back together. Oh, and I will add a how do I do this? There's like a way to like copy them, isn't there? Oh, I need to do like this and copy it from there. Yep. Weird. There we go. Da-da-da. Okay. Now to put it back together. Whew. Random off topic. Finish building my do-it-yourself tandoori oven. That's interesting. All right. All right. Let's see here. What time is it? All right. So we got to remember that we got Chicago PMI. Okay, so I put it the right direction up, but why are all of them? That's not right. That seems correct. Oh, you know what it is. Oops. There we go. Okay. Key error, 52-week range. So I think probably what's going on here is that my key is just, you know, defunct or whatever. Yahoo. Wait, where does it get it from? I basically have to mute the stream to make sure it isn't my computer making all the warning signs. Was I making notifications? There's the open. Key error from error 52 week range.
Block cell.
That is an odd spot for a huge block order to come through. There's no commits. I'm guessing though that you know, something in their API has changed or something. Oh, here's a thing on Stack Overflow. Pretty much the exact same thing as me, and only asked 2 months ago. Nobody has responded. Oh, that's kind of weird that we jumped up there like that. Huh. Well, let's just try. What do you mean, can we have your imbalance indicator? You know, I think I didn't want to do that. That's not the same. The market order imbalance indicator, you can download it at speculatorseth.com. I think it's so funny when random people come into the stream and mention different tickers like they're trying to pump that ticker. It's just so funny to me. And then back down to the low. What is going on? I just got another TLT filled at 92. Well, that is so bizarre. I think that the library that I'm using might just be defunct, to be honest. Let's try Y finance. Okay, so that right there was probably the Chicago PMI. This is going to be a really interesting release. I mean, there was a little bit of movement when it happened, when the release came. We don't know what the number is yet. It's released to subscribers 3 minutes early. And there was some movement before it, like a big up and then a big down. And I can't help but wonder if it's not, you know, somebody knowing something and or leaking the number or something. So I guess we'll just see what we get, but okay, so it is 41 versus 41.6 versus an expected 47. So it is weaker than anticipated. You would think that would be a buy, but they're not moving. And we're like at the lows. Something else is going on. Jeez. Wait. Okay, so there was a big spike down in the S&P 500 at that time too. So was it a an earnings release or something like that? I don't know. It's weird. Continuing, well, yeah, that was an hour ago. Dude, it's got to have been a stock. Like, there's a piece of news that like my news squawk is not picking up on that. Germany to close Iranian consulates in Germany after execution of German Iranian national, foreign ministry says. I don't know. Brian Sheld, layoffs surge in white-collar jobs. Is AI to blame? If those trends stick in the coming months, that could be evidence in support of the theory that the economy is fundamentally changing due to new technologies. I think it's got to be more than that because, you know, like, the tech industry has been decimated, and those jobs, you know, I don't think that AI really makes that huge of an efficiency improvement in those jobs to justify laying all those people off. And I don't think that it's the place where you would be seeing people getting laid off, you know. I think that it's more companies are shedding employees because market conditions are tight. The denial phase. Well, so what I found at my work, you know, when I was still working, was that everybody tried to bring AI in, and that it caused more problems than it solved. That it just was not good enough at writing code to handle any of the issues that we were dealing with. You know, like, it can give you a pretty good boilerplate code for something that, like, has already been done before. But when you're trying to, you know, put together something custom that's specific to you and, you know, is kind of at the forefront of what the technology can do, the GPT just doesn't know how to handle it. And even if it does give you something useful, it's not going to give you code that compiles. You still have to understand the code to be able to fix its problems, right? It'll never get better at plumbing, though. Yeah, I think that there are some white-collar jobs that it might be able to replace. Some. But I think that those jobs are ones where it's like you're spending most of your time writing Word documents, and they're all pretty similar-ish, you know? Like, I just, people, like, way overestimate what these LLMs are actually capable of doing. And I guess the bigger thing is that I have not seen strong numbers suggesting that companies are getting productivity improvements from implementing the AI. I've seen like some businesses where like we're able to start a business and do yada 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 with it. But like I don't see something that says industry-wide you know, productivity has gone up because yada 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 yada. Programmers produce stuff, so I don't necessarily hope that for you. Yeah, well, and like the thing is that I think it's just kind of silly to believe that we have these corporations like Google, for instance, that have literally thousands of software engineers, and that all of the sudden you're just going to replace them with AI. That's actually like a realistic thing to happen. Here comes the post Uzi TLT. Something's going on here, man, that we are not aware of, because it's doing some weird stuff here. What's Elon Musk going on about here? FTC Chair Khan abused authority to advance the Biden administration's agenda. Elon Musk, she will be fired soon. I can make you so much money, I just can't benefit from it. That's the rules. Dude, and the volume that's coming with it, too, is insane. This doesn't make much sense. I'm kind of tempted to hero trade it, because I don't think that this makes much sense. Like, okay, so this really strongly looks to me like informed trading. This really strongly looks to me like there's some headline out there that I don't have. But what would be the headline that would cause the treasuries and the equities to sell? I can't imagine. I don't know what it is. Something weird is up, though. That was, I think, my mouse like disconnecting and reconnecting, so I might need to check some of my stuff back there. Thanks, Uzi TLT helped. Bitcoin is selling off hard too. Gold is selling. Oil's not really moving. right? Like my first thought about like what would be something big that could happen right now that would move the markets. Well, like a peace deal in Israel or something related to that, I think would move things. But I'm not seeing that. So it's got to be it's got to be like an October surprise or something. Like it's got to be, you know, all of a sudden the markets think that Donald Trump's chances of winning have dramatically increased. Here's Forex Live. Gilt's previewing treasuries if we get a congressional sweep? Question mark. French fry thrown into the garbage truck of Look at the dollar. Yeah, the dollar is going wacko. That's my best guess, is that what we're seeing is consistent with a Trump election trade. It's just my Twitter's not giving me any hints. Hero trade setting. Well, I don't think if it's informed trading, I don't think we want to take a hero trade, right? Yahoo must have changed this page. So this is like the most active stocks by dollar. And like, yeah, it must be that, and it's not like, you know, their thing must be a scraper and it's not working anymore. So here's some Python that will scrape pages using beautiful soup. But I would kind of prefer to use something that's just a straight API, you know? Even the, Donald Trump's chances of re-election just dramatically increased doesn't completely make sense, because why would Bitcoin be selling? Other than just the dollars going up. I don't know if that one. Well, okay, you know what we could do is okay, well, my news squawk is saying that it's a sell-off in UK bonds. Okay, so if we come in and we look at DJT, the stock, it's selling off hard too. So it can't be a Trump trade. Well, I definitely looks like it's the British pound. That's curious. I've not seen a move like that in a long time. So what's the headline in the UK? Okay, Ed Conway. Let's read this tweet. Considering the following line from OBR's report yesterday, if gilt yields go more than 1.3 percentage points above their projections, then the government will break its fiscal rules, which implies having to change its plans. That would be awkward. Bond giants react to UK's most anticipated budget in years. So how much does Powell have to cut next week to make up for the pounding that he is taking now? Right? This is wild. So did it... So the thing is that, the UK budget, that was a long time ago, though. So why now? Super curious. I think Harris is going to get... I do kind of suspect that the next president is going to have a, like, it will just be classic. This is just always the way that it works, right? Is Donald Trump gets elected, and then the economy falls apart before he's even in office, and they try and blame the economy on him, right? Jake Paul just endorsed Trump. That's the mark. Oh, geez. Well, the smart thing would have been to just have, not stress out so much about why and just try to jump on it, right? US stocks plunge as Microsoft Meta earnings underwhelm. NASDAQ falls 2% with Apple, Amazon earnings up next. Yeah, I don't know. So that one again is like, okay, if it was earnings, if there was a certain company's earnings were really bad, why would the bonds be selling off? How big is this when I look at the volume profile? Or let's look at it on a daily chart. Well, I mean, you're getting into scary territory. Still about 6 handles away from the low of the year. Mm. So if it's a meta order, would we be in the first leg? Kind of suspect no. I mean, there has kind of been a sell meta order of some sort pretty much all day. Like since the overnight. It looks like that at least that current leg is probably over. I don't know. You think that they'll make it back to 10? Okay, I wonder, can I do this? Do site. Okay.
Block buy.
Doesn't seem like it actually needs that. Alright, well.
Block by.
Okay. This is just... No thanks. It did make it across, didn't it? Good grief. Good grief. I don't know. Okay. That did not work. Alpaca API does it? Trading API or the broker API? Data.alpaca.markets. Market data API. It looks like it's in trading API. Let's recenter. It wants me to do authenticator, huh? Lame. Hmm. Developer web console. Well, I do think that it is because of the UK thing, but it must be what we saw here must be more of like a Varshock sort of a thing. Like somebody got really screwed up on a position and had to sell all of their treasuries or something, you know? Like to raise money, for instance. In fact, over here on Zero Hedge, they're saying it looks like a Varshock to me. Gilts pounds crash amid panic over unsustainable UK debt. That would be one that I don't think you could blame on the U.S. president, right? It's been a problem that's been coming in the UK for a long, long, long time. Where do you get the developer web console? After log in to view your... Man, I am so... Figure... Next. Profile. This is so weird. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. That was hard to find. What's with that? They're still going cray-cray over here, though, man. Okay, let's see if I can get this to work. So some of these have not been installing correctly. Well, the dollar came back quite a bit there, but not really the pound as much. Hey, successfully installed. Okay. Yeah, you gotta be like that, huh? Oh, okay. It's gonna be like that, huh? Ha. Oh, what? I have to issue follow-up queries? Lame. Okay, so I can get it to work. I don't like what their API returns to me. Because basically I can choose... Yeah, I would have to issue follow-up queries for every single one. Which, I mean, can do, but... Alright. Subscription does not permit querying recent SIP data. Darn. So it can give me the list, but I can't actually get the quotes from it. That's super lame. Latest quote, single simple, APL, Riot. You have failed me, alpaca. Ooh, I like that. Maybe I should pull this over so you can see what I'm doing. I don't even think I need this part. For I in response, it looks like it just returns an array, so I think that I'm using a version of Python that will allow me to do in you know, strings inside of it. So let's do it that way. Price. There we go. think. Boo. Line 17. Oh. You weren't done yet, Seth. Trump, can you lose Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Nevada and still win? Yeah, that doesn't sound very likely though. So, let me lay it out for you. Trump's pretty likely to win Georgia and North Carolina at this point. So, if he loses Michigan and Pennsylvania, okay, he would still basically have to, he would still be what? 19 short? So he would probably have to like sweep the rest of it. Like Wisconsin and Arizona would do it, for instance. I think he's likely to win Arizona. But I don't see a situation where he wins Michigan and not Wisconsin, or he loses Michigan and not Wisconsin. Right? Like if you do it like that, then Harris basically wins. Right. If she takes all three of those states, then she wins. And Pennsylvania is the one that he's most likely to win. Because he could still take Arizona and Nevada. I think he's likely to take Arizona, but not Nevada. That one's uncertain. Right? So when you get everything like that, let's make sure that Iowa is in the firmly. Right? So you get things like that. I don't know where that other 4 is coming from, but oh, Alaska. There you go. Maine. Yeah. Okay. Right. So based on like what's likely to happen, it basically does come down to Pennsylvania. Now, what we're seeing in the early voting is really encouraging. Not necessarily because like more Republicans are voting early, but like less Democrats are voting early. Like the Democrats are just not voting, and we can't necessarily see how people individually voted. We can just see of the people that are registered with a certain party, what percentage of those have come in, and Democrats are trailing what they have in the past. So if this holds up, then Donald Trump is going to do very, very well. and at the very least, we'll take Pennsylvania. But, you know, the Democrats could show up on election day, like, big time. Like, they could get out the vote on election day and really surprise, right? So that's kind of the caveat right now. But it's possible for him to win without taking Pennsylvania, but it's pretty unlikely. Because if he loses Pennsylvania, he's almost certainly going to lose Michigan and Wisconsin. Anyways. Screwed my file up here a little bit. I'm just not as good with Vim anymore. I don't remember the best key bindings to use here. Plus, my paste is not working correctly. Okay, all that goes. There we go. Okay. It's working correctly. No, that doesn't look right. In fact, yes, it's giving me an error here. Want to get rid of that error requests dependency warning. Let's see here. It's getting time for me to get going. Well, I got until 10:30 today. I'm not going to touch this thing after all that craziness, though, man. This was a weird one. This must have been another one of those, you know, banks screwed up. So, but I was just not prepared to do anything today. That's okay. So that was hard. I appreciate those of you guys that are here. I will continue this off stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. Big day, non-farms.